We got breaking news as Matt Chapman has signed a contract extension with the San Francisco Giants, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of years for a guy who has had some down seasons in Major League Baseball. So we'll break that down and much more on this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. What's up, everybody? Welcome into 3 Up, 3 Down. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, and today we'll be discussing the extension that Matt Chapman just signed with the San Francisco Giants late last night, and he's been having a pretty good year. He has earned this money over his track record in Major League Baseball, but it's a little bit of risky business. He signed that one-year deal with some opt-outs at the end of this season. And could it pay dividends for the San Francisco Giants? I think it can, but who knows? It remains to be seen. This feels like, to me on the surface, a little bit of an overpay, but we'll break it down very shortly. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button as well, and give me your thoughts on this deal. Is it fair? Is it too much money? Or, is it going to work out? Is it going to work out for the Giants? We'll take a look. Let's take a look at some of the number figures here that that Jeff Passan tweeted out late last night at around 1:30 in the morning. So breaking, third baseman Matt Chapman and the San Francisco Giants are in agreement on a 6-year, $151 million contract extension, sources tell ESPN. It wipes out the final 2 years of his current deal and keeps Chapman from opting out. Now, he continues on to say Matt Chapman's deal with the San Francisco Giants starts in 2025 when he'll be 32 years old and will run through 2030. It includes no deferred money and no trade clause. The $151 million comes on top of the $20 million here in this season in the deal replaced by the extension. Now, a lot of money for Matt Chapman, $151 million, but is it really a lot of money? To me, it feels like it is. It feels like a bit of an overpay when I first look at that deal, but then you do a deep dive into his numbers and the value that he has added to that San Francisco lineup this year, offensively and defensively. Maybe it's fair. Now the question remains, can he keep up this production for years to come following this one? That's the big question mark. That is the big asterisk surrounding Matt Chapman. Now we take a look at his stats for this year. His 121 OPS plus is the best offensive season that he's had in about 5 years. So he's really turned the corner offensively, and he said it himself. I feel very comfortable in San Francisco, maybe a little more comfortable than I did in Toronto in my time there in 2 years. So he's put up 6 wins above replacement, which is a fantastic number. That would rank him among some of the leaders in the National League. 13 stolen bases is a pretty good number for him. The 22 home runs, a bit of a power resurgence for him too. And the OPS, it's nearing 800. And we all know with Matt Chapman, his calling card is not his offense. It's his defense, which is very well amplified here. He's got 93rd percentile outs above average. His arm is still one of the best at the hot corner. Maybe it has tailed off a little bit, but when you need Matt Chapman to make a throw across the diamond, you know that he's going to rip that across in about 90 or 90 plus miles an hour. So he has one of the best arms in baseball, and you could see his offensive numbers. They're really solid. He's in the 81st percentile for his batting run value, 83rd percentile for his fielding run value, and base running is maybe the biggest thing here. He's got 86th percentile sprint speed, 28.7 feet per 60. I'm not sure. 28.7 feet per second. I think that's what it is. So don't quote me on that. The stolen base numbers that I showed you right before, 13 stolen bases, that's his career high. That exceeds his career high that he's had in previous years. So he's had a very impressive season. There's no doubt about it, but he is 31 years old, and he is someone with an extensive injury history. Now, my question to you guys, does this make sense for the San Francisco Giants? Because we know that they've missed out on a lot of free agents in the past couple of years, most notably Aaron Judge, and this might have to be the blueprint for them in order to beat out the Los Angeles Dodgers, the New York Yankees in free agency. They might have to overpay for some guys, and to me, this feels like an overpay for Matt Chapman. even though he's having a great season. He's 31 years old, and he's had hip injuries before, and his offense has never really been the same. He's had a great offensive track record in Oakland, but it hasn't necessarily translated to his time in Toronto, and it has translated at the beginning to his time in San Francisco. But apart from that, he's had a lot of up and down offensive years, and he's starting to find that groove yet again, which has been impressive. He's been a big reason why the Giants are knocking on the door of a playoff spot and why they have a chance to go ahead and make it. But I don't know if I'm a believer. I don't know if I'm a believer. We take a look. 6 years, $151 million. That is a crap ton of money. There's no other way to put it for Matt Chapman. And take a look at the wild card standings here. The San Francisco Giants are, they're 8.5 games back of a wild card spot. So they're not going to make the playoffs this year. And they're 4 games under 500. It's been a down year for them. They've had some stretches where they looked like a really nice team, and now they've lost 4 in a row and basically sealed their fate, where I can't see them even challenging for a playoff spot at this point. There's not enough runway left to go. There's about 20 games or so left, and there's just not enough time for them to make up that amount of ground. So the Mets have won 7 in a row. The Atlanta Braves have won 2 in a row, and they're sitting firmly in that final wild card spot. So the Giants, they're not going to make the playoffs this year. They just dedicated all of this money to a 31-year-old with an extensive injury history. To me, if I were a Giants fan, I'd be hesitant. I'd be very hesitant on this deal. But then again, what are your backup plans? They have the money. There's no doubt that they have the money. They've thrown ludicrous amounts of money to multiple free agents over the past few years, and it hasn't worked out for them. So we know that they have that capital available to them. But is this the right move to go forward? Is this the guy that is going to help get you to the playoffs? I'm not so sure. But that'll wrap it up for this episode of 3 Up, 3 Down. Thank you guys for making it this far. Really appreciate the support that we've gotten on our recent videos, so make sure to check those out. And give me your thoughts on this Matt Chapman deal. Are you a fan of it as a Giants fan? Are you neutral if you're not a Giants fan? How do you think this deal is going to age? And was it too much money for the Giants to give to one of the more inconsistent offensive pieces in Major League Baseball? But thanks again to you guys, and thanks again to Baseball Town for being a huge supporter of this channel. They're your one-stop shop for everything that you need baseball or softball related. 3 locations, 2 in Quebec, 1 in Ottawa, Ontario. So check them out. And if you're not near there, check out the website baseballtown.ca. Again, they're your one-stop shop for bats, gloves, batting gloves, cleats. They got you covered. The best equipment at the most competitive prices. You get $10 off your first order. You get free shipping on everything over $99. So check them out today, and I will see you guys tomorrow.